Hiya friends, and welcome back to Skyrim Mod Showcases, presented by myself, Bard's College graduate. Today we will be looking at some of the lesser known immersion environment and quest mods that I would qualify as hidden gems. This topic was voted on by you guys, and this video serves as a celebration for reaching the insane amount of 20,000 subscribers. So my biggest thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel, and if you haven't already, it's never too late to join the band, so to say. Let's begin with everyone's favorite topic, immersion mods. The first mod today makes magic more interesting to learn. This is Spelltome Studies. This mod adds fun immersion to learning spells in Skyrim by adding a sort of a minigame which can trigger different events and gain you experience before finally actually learning the spell. You must choose the correct incantation out of 4 options, and if you choose the wrong one, a random event can happen. For different types of magic, there are different types of side effects to learning the incantations. Some can be good or bad, trippy or even dangerous. My favorite is the alteration super jumping. Studying is also more immersive in the way that learning takes time, and you can study more than 9 hours without getting some much needed sleep. This mod makes playing as a mage way more interesting, especially the roleplay aspect of doing the Winterhold College questlines. Another smaller mod for mage characters is Town Portal. This mod adds a purchasable Town Portal scroll and an expert conjuration spell into the game, which might be familiar to you from other games. This scroll or spell conjures a magical portal before you, which transports you back to the town or city you have last visited. NPCs won't be affected by this, by the way. In the destination, there is also a return portal open that takes you back to where you came, disappearing after you use it. Especially with fast travel disabled or limited, this mod is simply gold for mage playthroughs. Now we're steering away from mages, sort of. KettleWitch's Telescope SSE is a super fun, lesser known mod that adds craftable working telescopes in Skyrim. You can use it, for example, to investigate a bandit camp before entering the fight, as you can zoom in and take a closer look at the situation. Or maybe you're a Dark Brotherhood assassin, stalking your prey from far away, or maybe you're studying the dragons for the college, or maybe looking at the moons. This is a fun little addition to Skyrim, and you can find many creative ways to use it. The next mod is absolutely hilarious. Your Mom and Dad is a Skyrim mod that assigns NPCs as parents to your player character. Yes, parents in Skyrim. You'll get a note in your inventory, and if you read it, a small quest starts that tasks you with finding and meeting your mom and dad. When you find them, you can greet them and maybe get a small gift, and later on, you can receive letters from them. The parents are chosen randomly from a pool of characters, but the mother always shares the same race with you, and the father too, if you're playing as the beast races. This mod can cause really funny role-playing moments, and I warmly recommend it for some amusing immersion. Let's check out the Clever Prisoner next. You know, when on the road, you sometimes see Imperials and Thalmor transporting prisoners. Well, if the party gets attacked, the prisoner is kind of dumb and helps his capturers fight the enemies instead of escaping, even though he doesn't have any weapons or armor. After the fight, he'll go back to being a prisoner. With this immersion mod, the prisoner takes advantage of this diversion and attempts to escape, and the guards will chase him after defeating the enemies. In the case of you helping the prisoner escape, he'll also run and won't start attacking the guards. Ta-da! Now the prisoners are actually smart instead of dumb. Peak immersion. I love mods that change the environment of the game after playing it some time, making it feel like time actually passes. New Embershard Miners is a small cool mod that does exactly this. After clearing out Embershard Mine from bandits near Riverwood, it's left abandoned with no one to work at the mine. The mod assigns a jolly pair of friendly miner dudes to work in the mine and adds a campsite outside of it for them to live and sleep at. The miners have realistic routines, even going to Riverwood for dinner and drinks in the evening, making the world of Skyrim more lively in a small immersive way.
Used to produce a lot of iron, but collapsed.
The old people of Skyrim are tough and used to war, dragons, and the unforgiving weather, but at some point at that old age, you inevitably start expressing frustration and tiredness. Old people complain about the cold, adds short voice lines to old people, making them, you know it, complain about the freezing cold climate.
Is it cold in here?
There are some different short and realistic things they can express, and all that fit perfectly in the crisp Skyrim.
Oh, there's a chill in the air.
Another mod from the same author does the same thing. Old people randomly say, "Oh dear."
Oh dear.
Does what the title suggests, makes old people randomly say, "Oh dear." And honestly, I can relate with both. Now, another very little downloaded mod is Ghosts of the Deathbells. This mod adds a super small chance of 1% of a ghost emerging after picking a Deathbell flower.
Why can I not return to the dreams?
This mod is based on the folk story that Deathbells grow where someone has met their unfortunate passing and builds on that, sometimes spawning a ghost. There are 13 different ghosts in total that are all custom voiced with a short voice line. I can only imagine forgetting about this mod someday and then getting startled when a ghost suddenly jumps out and cusses you out for waking them up.
I just want to leave.
Now, before looking at even more immersion mods, I have just a couple of amazing underrated mods that change the look of Skyrim, so stay tuned. Now, here we have the Raven of Raven Rock, which simply adds a huge raven-shaped rock overlooking this city in Solstheim. You can hike on top of the head of the bird, or you can look at the beautiful volcanic scenery and mine a ruby ore vein. The formation is created from vanilla assets, so any texture mods you might have installed carry on, making this raven look like it's always been there. This city is of course already very unique, but this rock formation completes the look and makes the cityscape look awesome. Then back to the mainland we travel. In these smaller towns of Skyrim, you can always spot the largest building, which is of course Jarl's Longhouse. Nordic Jarl Longhouses reimagines the exterior of these buildings in Dawnstar, Falkreath, Morthal and Winterhold, making them appear more imposing and Nordic with ornamental details and a watchtower. There are two versions of the mod. Option 1, which I'm using, also adds decorative elements, making each longhouse more distinctive, and option 2 just simply replaces the longhouse model. This mod is quite compatible with anything and is just a nice little touch to change up the smaller towns of Skyrim. Now back to the topic of immersion. Next mods make Skyrim more lively and feeling fresh with new dialogue. First we have Denizens of Morthal, dialogue and character expander that focuses on the creepy swamp town of Morthal, making its citizens more talkative and interesting.
Is that so? Something to tell the grandkids, eh?
That's absurd. Come on now.
It also changes some of the schedules of the characters, such as Lami being seen in the swamp collecting alchemy ingredients, and expands their
It's been in my
backstories.
family for years. Some folks say it's from oblivion, but I think there's more to it than that.
This added dialogue is formed completely with splicing existing lines, adding up to around 170 conversations between the characters in Morthal. This mod is actually huge and helps make Morthal come alive and makes the NPCs feel more defined. Benor, Erandur, Valdimar and Asa are especially carefully written to enhance their characters. Now for more mods to make Skyrim and its inhabitants more lively, Dialogue Expansion Shor Stone is another mod that adds dialogue between the characters in the province, as well as dialogue between the player and the NPCs.
It's quiet living, but that's precisely the reason I like it so much. There's
Oh, of course you do. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, it's no doubt from hauling all your iron for you.
This mod adds around 250 lines of dialogue in Shor Stone in the Rift, deepening the atmosphere in this small mining settlement, letting you enjoy it more when you come across it in your travels. This mod is voiced by AI. Another dialogue expansion mod to expand the conversations takes place in Riften between Indaryn-Ingun-Asgeir-Alessandra and of course the player character.
Well, keep looking. I already have enough fools to babysit. Maven couldn't pay me enough to deal with another incompetent.
This mod is also voiced by AI, but in the case of both of these dialogue expansions, the dialogue didn't sound robotic, and I think it's well written to fit the characters' personalities.
Born and raised. I grew up in Whiterun and even learned how to ride there.
For some reason, these three mods just do it for me. I love to hear these characters just talk and immerse myself in the world through hearing it. Now we have heard enough talking. Let's walk in solitude for a bit, with nothing but the sounds of nature. Wait, I haven't heard that sound in Skyrim before. What is that? Oh, it's a frog! Toads and Frogs of Skyrim SE adds wild toads and frogs in the environment along lakes and rivers, with of course the sounds of croaking. Wait, is this an immersion mod or not? Nevertheless, everyone should know about this mod, because frogs so cute. We are nearing the end, but there are still 2 awesome mods yet to be showcased, so don't you dare go anywhere. Shame of Skyrim is an excellent immersion mod that distributes over 200 different notes randomly to humanoid enemies such as bandits or Civil War soldiers. These notes are letters from the freshly killed person's family or loved ones, or other such notes that make you feel like an absolute moron for doing what you just did. The enemies now feel more human and not just some NPCs, which they are, but you get the point. Makes you feel guilty and think about your actions for once. The final mod in this video is called Grief. It's a unique new quest mod that takes place in the Soul Cairn, which is a plane of oblivion haunted by lost souls, which you visit in Dawnguard DLC. In this added quest, you'll find the soul of a man, Angarian the Bold, who has no recollection of what happened to him and why he's here now. You can help him uncover his last moments and take him through the 5 stages of grief. This quest mod is of course fully voiced, and it's quite beautiful even if on the shorter side, very touching and overall just a nice little extra thing in the Soul Cairn for you to experience. If you want to support the channel and join the production crew, check out patreon.com/BargeCollegeGraduate. There is some extra content and an exclusive Discord channel for the patrons as well. Special thanks to my patrons, especially to Aapeli, Oterlukan, Carrot Guy Kai, Jacob and Ryan Ulrich for going above and beyond. Thank you so much for watching the video. As I said in the beginning, today's episode was chosen by you guys as a celebration of reaching 20k subscribers. I'm so grateful to all of you and appreciate your time spent watching these Skyrim mod videos. I hope we will be doing this for a long time. The links to the mods are in the description box, as well as my tech specs and other information you might be curious about. If you enjoyed the video, do drop a like and a comment maybe. Take care and see ya!
Best log splitter from here to Rift.